All right, let's break down the absolute mayhem that is Survival Last One. We're talking a high-octane action thriller that's one part rescue mission, one part creature feature, and a whole lot of science gone completely off the rails.
So, what's it all about? Well, it all boils down to this one pretty terrifying question. The whole thing kicks off with a desperate search for a missing person on a remote, deadly island, an island that has a very, very appropriate name.
Okay, so let's get to know the main people we're following here. On one side, you've got Pan. She's a corporate chairperson, super powerful, and she is absolutely determined to find her brother. On the other side is Lohan. He's this brilliant biologist, a crocodile expert, but he is seriously haunted by his past on this exact island.
So Pan, she doesn't mess around. She finds Lohan and basically throws a mountain of cash at him to lead a rescue team back to the one place on Earth he swore he'd never go again. It's her gut feeling, her belief that her brother is still alive, that really sets this whole nightmare in motion. And trust me, Lohan is not just being dramatic here. This place is literally a death trap. We're talking more than 3,000 man-eating crocs, a toxic gas that blankets most of the island, and a 20-mile ring of reefs that makes getting there by ship totally impossible. It's the same place his girlfriend died years before, so yeah, he knows exactly what they're getting into. Well, you know how it goes. Money talks. So, against his better judgment, Lohan agrees. Since they can't land a ship, the team has to parachute in. And from the absolute second their boots touch the ground, things go from bad to worse to, well, Hell Island. The team figures out pretty fast that the island's reputation is an understatement. They find signs that Pan's brother was there, sure, but they also find evidence of some really gruesome deaths. It doesn't take long for these tough mercenaries to realize they are way out of their league. This is where Lohan's expertise really kicks in. But what he finds, yeah, it's the stuff of nightmares. He discovers these massive footprints, way too big for a normal croc. He does the math and realizes there's something on this island that's at least 10 times the size of a regular crocodile. We're talking 20 meters long. All of a sudden, they're not the hunters, they're the bait. And you'd think a giant mutant crocodile would be enough, right? Nope, not even close. The whole ecosystem is just wrong. There are man-eating flowers that shouldn't be there, insects that can copy human voices to lure you into traps, and they even find the bodies of a totally different team. The big takeaway here is nothing on this island is natural. So while they're running for their lives from this giant monster, the survivors find something that makes zero sense: a hidden, high-tech elevator right in the middle of the jungle. And this discovery changes absolutely everything. The story pivots from just survival horror to a full-on conspiracy. So they go down, right? The elevator takes them deep underground into this secret lab, and that's where they find it: a diary, a scientist's log, and the truth is horrifying. The giant crocodile wasn't some freak of nature. It was made. It was an experiment, and it went terribly, terribly wrong. Just as their heads are spinning, trying to process all of this, bam, the real bombshell drops. The true villain isn't the monster they've been running from. It's been one of their own, right there with them the whole time. A guy named Mike. Turns out he's not just some mercenary. He's an investor in this whole illegal operation. And Mike, he just spills it all. He lays out this whole twisted plan. The goal wasn't just to make a monster, it was to find a cure for cancer. The idea was to use the crocodile's insane immune systems, get these super proteins from their blood, and create a miracle drug. And all the dead people? In his mind, they were just necessary sacrifices for science. The Lohan? He's not buying it for a second. He sees right through the For the Good of Humanity act and calls it what it is: pure greed. A cure like that wouldn't be for everyone. It would be a payday for the rich, built on the backs of everyone they sacrificed. And that's really the heart of the movie right there. Okay, so the cat's out of the bag, Mike's cover is blown, and his plan, it immediately shifts from scientific breakthrough to leave no witnesses. He can't let anyone get off this island knowing the truth. And he just says this incredibly cold line right before he betrays them all. His plan to cover his tracks is as simple as it is brutal: leave Lohan and the others behind as one last meal for the monster he helped create. You think we've hit rock bottom? Oh no. Pan finally finds her brother Jiho. He's alive, but he's hurt. But of course, their reunion lasts about 5 seconds before Mike shows up, captures them both, and decides to use them as human bait to make sure he gets away clean. And from here on out, it is just nonstop, heart-pounding chaos. Lohan, against all odds, goes back for a crazy rescue attempt, but in the end, it's Pan who makes the final call. She sacrifices herself, gives her own life to make sure her brother and Lohan have a shot at getting out. And in her last moments, Pan's only thought is her brother. She makes Lohan promise to get Jiho out safely. That promise is all the fuel he needs. Lohan takes on the monster one last time, creating just enough of a distraction for Jiho to make a run for the rescue choppers, literally in the nick of time. So yeah, they escape. But you can't really call it a win, can you? The story ends, but it leaves you chewing on this one big, unsettling question. It's a classic man versus nature story, sure, but it's really about something more terrifying. What happens when our own ambition becomes the biggest monster of them all?